Girl. I will be doing a spoiler section at the end of this video. Someone in the comments recommended it, and I'm totally stealing your idea, by the way, so thank you. I am doing spoilers for this one because I think it's worth it, and yeah, I will give a warning before I start talking spoilers. I will say it like 20 times just in case. So yeah, Gone Girl was absolutely fantastic. Yeah, it's based on a novel which I read this summer in preparation for the movie because it looked interesting. And the reason I was interested wasn't Ben Affleck. I don't really like him that much, but Rosamund Pike. I like her a lot, and I heard that she was going to be in this movie called Gone Girl, and I read the book, and I loved it, loved it, loved it. It was really, really good. And this was a perfect adaptation. I get so happy when I see a faithful adaptation, even if it's something that I don't care about, I'm not interested in, or I don't like, it doesn't matter. The fact that they actually put in the work to reference the original material, to me, is fantastic. I get that everyone wants to make their own adaptation of something and make it unique and different and not follow each and every little step of the book or the comic book or whatever they want to adapt, but you know, the original material is there for a reason and you should use it, and if you're pulling from it, it's there, it's your reference, you should use it, and this movie did exactly that, and I loved it for it. I mean, they lift dialogue straight from the book, they lift diary entries straight from the book, and I think there were only like a couple of minor details missing. Who cares? It was absolutely perfect. There was 99% of the book in it. Let's just say that 1% was gone. And it's a long movie. It's 2.5 hours, and it was absolutely perfect the way they adapted it. The pacing was great. Every step of the way was great. The reveal of what happens is great, which I'm gonna talk about it in the spoiler section. All the twists and turns, everything was done so well. It really has the right tone for it. Of course, it looks like Zodiac and Social Network, and even the score, I was listening to it in the beginning and I thought, oh my god, this is Social Network again, and I loved it. And Rosamund Pike she was great. She was exactly how I pictured Amy in the book. Ben Affleck, I liked him a lot as well. He looked like a regular guy. He played a regular guy, which is exactly what his character needs to be. Just Nick. His name is Nick, and that's it. And he is a regular guy. There's nothing deep about it, because the story is not about his layers. It's about something completely different. His wife goes missing. The nation hates him because everyone thinks that he did it. Everyone thinks that he killed her. And it goes from there. And that's all you need to know, honestly, I'm pretty sure that if you saw the trailer, you're into it, right? I mean, come on, it was a great trailer. So, if you don't know the story, just watch it. I mean, it's absolutely fantastic, and the acting and the writing and the shots. I love the editing of it. I love how it cuts from places to places. I love that there's humor in it, because just because it's a dramatic story, it doesn't mean that there's not going to be humor in it. It was very realistic, the way that there's always one person that jokes around and tries to lighten the mood, and that was Margot, Nick's sister, who was really good. I really liked her. I don't know the actress's name though, but I liked her in the book and I like her in this as well. She's sort of the character that gives you a reality check and says what she means and says the truth, even though everyone's trying to like dance around the subject, like, your wife is probably dead and we think you killed her. So she sort of lightens the mood and tries to make things better for her brother. And I just like the relationships in the movie, and I wish they were reflected a bit more, the relationships between Amy and her parents, and Nick and Amy's parents. That was always something quite interesting in the book for me, but there's no time for that, and I get it. It was just a small thing that I really enjoyed, and it wasn't as much in this, but you get the idea. You get the idea of her relationship with her parents pretty quickly, so it's fine. The diary entries, the narration, perfect. Rosamund Pike, her narrations were absolutely, it was just the way I imagined it, honestly, just the way I imagined it in the book. And I don't want to say anything else because I feel like I sold this movie, didn't I? And I'm gonna go into spoilers. Okay, so this is your fair warning. Do not stay watching it. Do not watch this video any longer if you haven't seen the movie. If you haven't read the book, if you've read the book, you can stay because it's the same story. But if you haven't seen the movie, please go watch it and then come back. This is your fair warning. Spoiler, spoiler, spoiler ahead. Big spoiler ahead. This is it. So, Amy's alive, right? Yeah. I love that reveal, the way that he opens the shed and sees all the things that she bought for him with the credit card to frame him. He's like, that bitch! And then you see her driving around like, I'm totally alive, I'm totally okay, and life's great. And I loved her. I loved her being herself. I wish that they showed just how crazy she is. I mean, they pretty much showed it. I mean, she hits herself with the hammer, and they showed her draining her blood and smearing it across the floor and then cleaning it up. They show that she's very meticulous and practical and very careful with everything. But I wish that they had shown the other two stories because, or the other one story, the girl that supposedly stalked her and wanted to be Amazing Amy from the book, that story wasn't in the movie, which is fine. I mean, they showed her ex-boyfriend that she accused of rape, and they also showed Desi. And I wish they had spent a bit more time on Desi as well. I get it, it's 2.5 hours, you don't have time for everything. Desi, Neil Patrick Harris was fantastic, just the way he needed to be. That ending, though, the way she killed him, I loved it. The way that the blood was smeared across her body, everywhere, all over her, it was fantastic. The one thing I didn't like was the use of slow motion. When he pushes her, when Nick pushes Amy and she falls down and hits her head. Why was there slow motion in that? I feel like that took away from it. I wanted it to be more real. I wanted him to just push her, and I wanted to hear the thud, and I wanted to hear her breaking her head and cracking her skull open. I wanted to hear that, and I feel like the slow motion took away from that. So that was a shame, but it was still a good scene. I wish it was more powerful because I feel like they tried to make it not as violent as it was. And I guess that's it. I mean, the ending was great. The way it began with her looking at him and then it ended with her looking at him, but it was totally different. It was completely different atmosphere. And it's just a great story about how people are manipulative and crazy. And she is absolutely crazy, and the fact that he decides to stay with her, it wasn't for the baby. It wasn't because he had to. He chose to stay because who else is gonna take him, really? Let's be honest. And she's a challenge, and he wants that. And he doesn't want a boring life. He wants an exciting life a life where he can't sleep at night because he thinks his wife might kill him. That's fun. Oh my god, they're gonna have a baby? Is the baby even real? That was never revealed in the book. I mean, I hope not. Can you imagine these people having kids? I hope not. So, Gone Girl, absolutely fantastic. I don't know other spoilers. There's not much to say. If you've seen it, you've seen it. It was great. If you want to comment, put like a spoiler tag on the comment so that people don't get it ruined for them. But yeah, Gone Girl, tell me what you thought since you're here, and I'm assuming that you've seen the movie because this is a spoiler section, so don't say that I didn't warn you. And that's it. Gone Girl, awesome movie. Exactly what I wanted. Great adaptation, and I'm always happy to see great adaptations. So that's it.